epistemology and what's y'all's like worldview? Like, how do you view like do you think like you can touch reality? Do you believe in like actuality and potency? Are y'all like what's your like
Well,
worldview?
I couldn't really. Hold on, let me sit up for this because I'm gonna get smoked here. So, okay, well, I don't know how to answer that. Basically,
Okay.
uh,
Sorry, I'm plugging in my
well, my
controllers
my
because they're
that's
really
fine,
low.
that's fine. But how do I even like answer this? I'm not like a diehard, like Baptist. I kind of just go with the flow, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 that makes sense.
It's just the thing that really stuck out to me. I mean,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, I get that.
it was the first thing that I saw. It made the most sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess I kind of get that. When did you first get like baptized? Like, did you get baptized as an infant or like later? Like,
well, to answer your question, hold on. Welcome home. All right. So to answer your question,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was while was it infant,
Oh, okay. So that's cool.
but I honestly I don't have any regrets. I mean,
So what do you think about like other denominations? I know it's kind of like some y'all disagree with, some y'all are fine with. But what are your like opinions on different types of Christianity? You know?
well, me personally, I think like Catholics and agnostics, like they really aren't um like what I would go with, because being agnostic, I'm pretty sure means that you don't think that there is a higher life form.
Well, I
You
wouldn't
just
really
think
say
that
that's a
there's,
Christian denomination.
well, yeah, I mean, technically it isn't, but it is a part of a
Like a belief.
Christian denomination, I would say.
Are you
Yeah,
talking about like Gnosticism? Like basically Christian fan fiction? Sorry to all my Gnostics.
yeah,
I kind of just
basically.
dissed y'all.
But I mean, like I think that Catholic, I mean, it's just like the now, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but being Catholic means like you think that there's like um like it lies in authority and like salvation apparently in church practices, am I right?
Yeah, the church has authority. Are you talking about like how
Yes.
salvation? So for salvation through baptism, also works does not necessarily mean like works. Like I have to do this to do something. It means works by being a good Christian. Furthermore, the baptism, okay? So faith in baptism, because sola fide is unbiblical. And let me give you the verse. So it talks about in John, if someone is not born of the water and the Spirit, they will not enter the kingdom of heaven. And maybe I got the end phrasing wrong, but I know it's part of if someone is not born of the water and the Spirit. So that's our baptism requirement thing. Like you can be a good Christian, but the like controversial things most people, well, at least in your point, most people would say is like our baptism stuff, and it's biblical. If you want to ask about any other, like, because I know Catholics have pretty controversial beliefs sometimes, but I can kind of, you can throw any questions at me if you want.
All right, hold on. Actually, I have a folder for this. I've been waiting for this day.
Bro's got a
Hold on, let me.
full, bro's got a full prep.
I have a solid 10 questions.
Dude, this is gonna be like the same. This is gonna be like doubling up from the 35-minute Baptist debate I had a while ago. This guy goes through his full order.
Oh, I'm trying to find the file right now.
Question.
I think I put it somewhere in
Do
my
you
desktop.
live in like the South? Because I know most Baptists are Southern. Or are you like a Baptist from somewhere else?
It depends. What do you mean by that?
Because I know, like, not trying to stereotype, but it's pretty general that most Baptists live in the South. Because even mentioned in what's that show name, like young Sheldon. Like how they live in the South and they're Baptist as well. So I'm guessing.
All right, I'm gonna give you solid
Okay.
10 questions right now. My phone folder.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
21 questions.
I'm just gonna ask you questions, and I want to hear your answers to them. They're not gonna be like disproving or whatever.
All right.
All right. So the first question I have is like what are the core beliefs that define the Catholic faith?
To be honest, the Bible, pretty much all of our stuff is rooted in the Bible, and it's so if I were to give three symbols for the Catholic faith, it would probably be a cross, the keys to the kingdom, and like a Bible. Yeah, and like a Catholic Bible, if that answers your question. It's pretty hard to explain the core beliefs without being kind of controversial, because I have some pretty like hot takes about like what's in the Bible and what's not. That's why I'm pretty Catholic. But that's kind of what I would say if I were to describe Catholicism in three ways, you know?
Yeah. All right. For the second question, right.
Yeah.
How does the Catholic Church like interpret the Bible? Like
Directly. They interpret it. So
Directly?
some of our early, if you're gonna argue like when it says how like all are saved by God's grace, there are multiple exceptions for all in the Bible. For example, when it says like all from Adam's line will die, Enoch didn't, and there are a couple other, and then it says who is good but God, when he is used, and then in the same New Testament they call someone good, and then they said call no one on earth father, when then it also says to honor thy mother and father. So our things are mainly rooted in like the early Greek, like the very translation, like the first. Like most of our arguments also come from that, because a lot of our, like even Augustine came from like a little later around that time. Like a lot of our philosophers and our doctors of the church, like even Aquinas from like the 1200s. I might have butchered that, but that's pretty much. So that's what our like biblical interpretation, and then again we do have papal authority to interpret it. Councils can interpret it. We've had many of them, but like again, some councils, I feel like, not trying to diss anyone, but the more and more directly we get, like even with the Christological stuff for Orientals, Orthodox schisms, and the Arian stuff, I'm really not a fan of Arians. And the Eastern Orthodox stuff, saying the Filioque was added, even though it was kind of a local addition because the church fathers still believed in it. It was to combat heresy, kind of. Take that kind of with a grain of salt, whoever is watching this, because it's not entirely to do that. It was still believed. But that's kind of who interprets the Bible.
Alright. Okay, so this might sound like a very generic and question, but just so I can get the full view, because I don't research Catholics.
Yeah.
In a Catholic's word, what you are a Catholic, like, can you explain the concept of the Holy Trinity?
Yes. So there is, so you know how water, and this is not modalism. This argument, this little analogy sounds like modalism, but is not modalism. It's still three persons. And let me explain that. So water can take the form of ice, it can take the form of water, and it can take the form of vapor. It is all still water. It is all three persons, yet still water. That's not God having different mass. Just want to clear it up because our analogies are not modalism. But that's how I would explain the Trinity. So my opinion on how most people explain the Trinity now, a lot of people confess partialism, which is really a no-no for me, because partialism kind of defeats the whole, like the one Trinity, and it's like 1/3 makes up each, which is, that's heresy, to put it simply.
Alright. Now, for the fourth question. Oh, my controller's disconnected, whatever. Alright, what is the significance of the sacraments in the Catholicism?
Catholicism, they're significant because they're all rooted in biblical, like confession, you can retain those sins, baptism, like I could go on for a while on like the verses, but they're pretty important. Like sacramental rites are very important to us. The Eucharist is very important to us. One of my arguments, do y'all believe in the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist? Because I don't know. Because everyone up to
I am
1500
pretty sure
colloquially believed that.
Alright, hold on, repeat that again?
Do y'all believe that in the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist?
So, you're asking, like...
In the Eucharist, do you believe that is really Christ? Because he says in the Bible, this is my body and blood. And it's not symbolic, because the word for eat does not mean like, kind of just like, eat is used as a very simple term, and it's not very composite, doesn't really have much other ways you can put it, it's just eat. You can eat a lot of different things, but the Greek word that you can use, or maybe it's Hebrew, but it literally means like gnaw, like it doesn't mean just like hum, like swallow, like in a symbolic way. It literally means gnaw. So that is the true presence of Christ, and he does want us to eat that. So the sacraments are very, sorry if I'm getting a little sidetracked a bit on like different stuff, but the sacraments are very important.
Alright.
I think my controllers might be charged now.
Dang, that fast.
Well, I think. Because I disconnected them early on purpose.
So basically, I know that we already talked about this, like, before we got into the server.
Oh yeah, like off camera.
Crap, just went out of my menu. Yeah. But,
also,
like,
may I ask? Sorry to
this.
interrupt you before you. I just want to say this before you do this. Please do like no profanities and don't like say curse words or anything. I'm a pretty family friendly YouTuber and I want to keep it that way. If that's okay with you.
That's fine. But like, I'm gonna do that anyways.
Yeah, but I just like to tell people because sometimes they do it on accident.
Alright. Now, we talked a little bit about this, and it was, about another... Dang it, I forgot what it was called, I'm very forgetful. So my question is, how does the Catholic Church view the role of the Virgin Mary?
She is the Mother of God. She's the Queen of Heaven in Revelation. No, that is not the great quote-unquote whore. It is the other things that sound really weird is just symbolizing her role in the church. And she's literally the mother of Christ. She is immaculately conceived. if you want me to go into, I have a lot, and I mean like a lot of arguments for that, and like that, and I know like arguments against that. If you want to like ask me about that, but we believe that she is the Virgin Mother of God, and she's the Queen of Heaven. The one that's talked about in Revelations 12.
All right. You know, that's actually a really good answer. That's not. I was expecting you to be less aware of that question.
No, I had like a 35-minute debate with a Baptist on that stuff because I took so long for the. To be honest, he didn't even like talk much. I just took forever to explain my points because I always ultra yap.
Alright. So, here's another question.
Okay.
Like, okay, so I know that, like, Baptists have a different view on this, but what are the Catholic teachings on the afterlife?
What do you mean? Like our way to salvation? How we perceive salvation? Or just how it is? Because I'm pretty sure we mostly agree on that. I don't know if y'all don't believe in, like, Sheol before Jesus, because I've heard someone say that some people don't believe that, which is pretty interesting because it's talked about in the Bible, like, directly. But, describe what points you are talking about. Are you talking about purgatory? Are you talking about?
Yeah, like purgatory.
So purgatory, it talks about that no one goes through the gates of heaven after going through the fire. It also it also talks about how you need to go through the fire. So purgatory is pretty biblical. Also, if you think about it, like if you're a good Christian your whole life and you're probably going to enter heaven in a state of sin. You're not, otherwise you just go straight to hell, you know? Because you can't, like, repent directly there.
Yeah. I understand. Gotcha.
So, yeah. So, I'm sorry,
Alright.
I just wanted to specify what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's good. Alright, for my 7th question, we're almost done. Why do Catholics pray to saints?
Okay, you gotta use the term pray with a grain of salt. It's intercession. One, it talks about how it is biblical. It talks about how they are alive in multiple passages, such as in Peter or maybe Matthew, when Jesus is with Amos and Obadiah. And then it also talks about in Hebrews 12:1 about a cloud of saints there, and saint intercession is also even used at the wedding in Cana. So that's our point. We pray to saints, well, quote unquote, pray to saints because it is biblical. And if you're gonna say, like, in the Catechism, it says that we pray directly to saints. It's using Old English, so the understanding is different. That's a well-known fact by the Catholic Church. So that's our
Good answers.
it's our saint intercession stuff. There's probably more, but I can't really go into that right now because I don't know much of it.
Alright. For my 8th question, and I might just cut it off here because the other 2 questions are very long questions.
Oh, I can answer them
They're
if you
gonna
want.
take like an hour.
I'll just put it into separate video.
what?
I'll just put it into a separate video. I'll just title it like the 2 Catholic questions, or like the Baptist ask controversial Catholic questions, like whatever. But what's the this one?
What's the what?
What's this question?
For the 8th and basically final question. How do you like view the Pope's role as a Catholic?
Actually, He's given unique authority multiple times in the Bible, and it says that Peter is the rock, and that you will build my church. Now, the argument against that I like to see a lot is that the Petros, Petra, that Jesus is the big rock and Peter is the small rock. The only reason they do that is because they can't name a male Petra. That's just not how Greek works. That's almost be saying Peter's transgender. So that's pretty, you can't really use that argument. But I actually encourage Catholics to look more into it instead of just citing a Bible verse that can be taken even into the Greek like most Catholics will take arguments from. So,
Interesting.